Delicacies by Cooper Olear
and Nick Hiltner.
Baklava started out in the Ottoman Empire as one of the most popular sweets in the region. It is a pastry made with phyllo dough, nuts, and honey or syrup. It has many different variations across the Middle East, including being spiced with cinnamon in Armenia and topped with ice cream in Turkey. In many cultures, it also contains nuts and is often glazed with honey. The origin of baklava is disputed, with some claiming that it originated in Greece, but history seems to suggest that it originated in Turkey. Are we rolling?
Yeah.
Oh. Hello. So for the baklava, first you need to make the honey sauce, because you gotta make the honey sauce, boil it, and then let it cool while you're making the actual baklava. So to make the honey sauce, first you take a cup of sugar, put it into a medium saucepan, half a cup of honey, then you take the lemon juice, pour it in, and finally the water. Oh wow. We mix it all up and we'll put that in a boil over the stove top. So for baklava, you need to use special phyllo dough, which is paper thin. So you need to put in one sheet at a time for it to work and butter it up. And so we start with the first sheet. It didn't go exactly as planned, but we'll do that and layer it, and we'll add like the walnut cinnamon mix every 5 layers. Yeah, so we may not have started off well, but the baklava actually got going very well. So we cut it into parts, and now we're going to put it in the oven for it to bake. Well, I know that the baklava got off to a pretty rocky start. Looking at it now, I'd say it looks pretty good, ready to eat. We'll let it cool off, and then we'll put some honey on it. Okay, so it's the next day. We poured the honey sauce on the baklava and we let it cool overnight, and here's the finished product. So now it's time to dig in. Tasty.
Palatschinken is the Austrian version of Palatschinken, as a food that is common in South and Slavic countries as well as Central and Eastern Europe. The food has a Greco-Roman origin, an early version being mentioned in 350 BCE in a recipe that historians have found. It is similar to the French crepe, but the Palatschinken is slightly thicker, are eaten for lunch or dinner, and usually have filling. They are also slightly thinner than an American pancake. The filling is traditionally apricot jam, but lots of things can be used as filling, like plum jam, applesauce, ground nuts, and even vegetables and meats if it is the main course of a meal. Hello everybody! Today we're making Palatschinken. It's like an Austrian crepe, so imagine a French crepe, like you've seen those, it's just a little thicker, not as thick as a pancake, it's about in between. Anyway, right now we're making the ingredient, we're going to introduce the ingredients to make the dough that we're going to fry later. We got 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 2 large quality eggs, a cup of milk, and a cup of flour, and we're gonna mix this all up and come right on back. All right, here we got the finished batter here, and we're just gonna go ahead and pour it into this this pan. Just about that looks good. We're gonna set this aside, swirl it on up, and let it cook. Oh hey, didn't see you there. So we got our finished Palatschenkens over here, but I'm taking this one. Now I'm putting the apricot jam on there, because that is what is traditionally put on there. And I'd imagine it tastes pretty good. So we're gonna roll this up now, like you're supposed to. And then, voila, Palatschinken. Pierogi are small filled dumplings that are boiled and then fried. Although they are most famous for being Polish, they are common in many Eastern and Central European countries. Pierogi fillings can be made from mushrooms, meat, cheese, fried onions, cabbage and fruit, and many other things. There are many other fillings because they vary from region to region based on the culture. The origin of pierogi is unknown and often debated. One legend goes that Saint Hyacinth raised dead plants to feed Polish farmers, and they made pierogi to thank him. Some say they came from the Silk Road or from East Asia, some other way. There is no evidence to support any of these theories as of now. Hey guys, now we're making the pierogi, which is like a dumpling, but it can be filled with many different things like meat or fruit. Today we're doing blueberries, and right now we're going to make the filling for it. So first you got 5/8 of a cup of blueberries, a teaspoon of flour, and a tablespoon of sugar. So we're going to go ahead and put the blueberries in the bowl here. Add the flour and the sugar. Start mixing that up, and we'll come back to you when we got the dough and this all mixed up. Alright, today we're back with the pierogi dough and the filling, and I'm going to go ahead and fill one for you guys to show you how it's done. So you take about a tablespoon, just kind of pour that on there like that. That looks good. And I'll dip my fingers in the water to get them moist. Fold the dough over. And pinch the edges shut with my moist fingers to create a good quality seal so that it does not come spilling out when we need to put it in the boiler. And we will come back to you once we have boiled all these and they're ready to eat. Hey guys, we just finished, they're about to be finished boiling. I'm going to go ahead and start taking them out now. There we go. See, kind of looks like a dumpling, you know, but it's filled with blueberries. And it should be a lot sweeter than a regular dumpling. So I'm looking forward to tasting these. Be good.
Pizza is a savory dish that comes from Italy and is usually made of a round dough base topped with tomatoes, cheese, and various other toppings. In formal dining experiences, pizza is often served uncut with a fork and a knife. In casual settings, it is served cut into triangles. Modern pizza was created in Naples in the late 18th to early 19th century. Pizza is traditionally baked in a wood fire oven, but now is more often baked in conventional ovens.
Step 1. Order the pizza. Step 2. Drive to the store. Step 3. Go into the store and pick up your pizza. Step 4. Drive back home. Step 5. Enjoy your freshly homemade pizza.
Haggis is a creamy, pudding-like substance that is made of sheep pluck, which contains the heart, lungs, liver, and other substances inside the sheep, minced with onions and spices, and put into a casing, traditionally the sheep stomach. It is believed that the origin of haggis is ancient, when all of the leftovers from the hunt of the animal that was hunted were cooked inside the animal's stomach to not leave any waste behind. The modern version hails from Scotland. Modern versions are mass-produced by companies, which often use pig parts instead of sheep because they have more meat than sheep, and sheep are a lot harder to harvest meat from. Also, companies use artificial casings rather than sheep stomachs because it is a lot more convenient and a lot less disgusting.